Good afternoon. I'm Harrison Tsosie, Attorney General for the Navajo Nation. And the comment here will basically point out the efforts that the Navajo Nation made in regards to this particular ruling of the best available retrofit technology for the Navajo generating station. The Navajo Nation has an EPA program, and this particular program, headed by Steve at City, has been involved in many of the decisions regarding environmental issues on the Navajo Nation now for some time. And they have technical staff on board and have certain authorities delegated to them by the Navajo Nation Council to speak on behalf of the Navajo Nation regarding environmental matters. And when these issues came about some years ago about best available retrofit technology for the existing power plants, the Navajo Nation EPA became involved in these discussions. And through the Navajo Nation EPA, the Navajo Nation Department of Justice also became involved in the discussions. And these are very complex technical matters, and as we heard, there's a lot of science in regards to the discussion of the emissions. And having looked at all of the data, one of the things that we made an ultimate determination regarding this particular effort is that we needed to compromise. And there are a lot of folks with varying interests, all the way from some folks saying that leave the plants alone, let them be as they exist. And at the other end of the spectrum, folks saying we need to shut these things down because they are emitting a lot of harmful products, pollution. So you have the full spectrum, and one of the things that our task as representatives of the Navajo Nation is to look at this a wide array of opinions and spectrums. And at the end of the day, what we ultimately end up doing is compromising. And we ended up in a compromise situation where we worked with the stakeholders of this facility, the plant owners, and the various other interest groups. There were environmental groups who also sat at the table with us to try to come to a compromise, as was suggested here earlier, to recognize the interests of the people that are impacted by this particular decision. And at the end of the day, it came down to a compromise. Personally, a lot of us didn't like the compromise, but you have to compromise when you may have to make these difficult decisions. And we ended up drafting up a technical work group, alternatives to BART, and signed our name onto it. And like all of the stakeholders, it was a compromise. I don't think anyone liked it 100%, fell over backwards saying, I got everything I wanted in this particular agreement. No one got that. But at the end of the day, we recognized that we needed to compromise, and we needed to come up with a solution so that we could continue this particular facility and the benefits enjoyed by the Navajo Nation, the employees, and even the employees at Window Rock. Many of them are employed by the revenues generated by this facility. The chapters, these dollars trickle all the way down to the chapters. And that's what we had to look at. So we had to compromise, and we wholeheartedly support the twig agreement that we signed on to. So I just wanted to comment on that, and we will provide written comments. Mr. at City will do that when he has the time.
Thank you.